Hello. Welcome to 5x5. I don't know if you actually got the beginning of that. Look at this. I really, really hate this forward-facing camera, and it's really, really poor focusing abilities, which it seems to have none whatsoever. So I'm doing this really, we are still in the process of doing all this moving in. I don't know how many times I've explained this, because with everything else that's going on, I'm not entirely sure whether I've explained this, whether I explained it in full, or whether I explained it completely, or half-heartedly, or whatever the hell it is, really. But we're not just moving house, you see. Why will it not focus? I mean, if it's going to focus on anything, the last thing anything wants to focus sharply on is my face. But since it is doing, or trying to, it'd be nice for it to give some sort of semblance of focus. I'm doing that very satisfying job at the moment. You're peeling the plastic off stuff. I still actually get satisfaction out of this. You know, when you peel the film off something, and this is covered in it, really quite well stuck. Little tiny tidbit of information here. I used to have a job where I got to do this for large portions of the day, and not on these little tiny little strips. I'm talking about big sheets of stuff about the size of these wardrobe doors, like really, really, really large sheets of plastic covering, because I used to work in a powder coating factory. And before coating things, we would etch them, and quite often, but we would have to peel all this stuff off and then degrease it. Large sheets of aluminium. So I'd spend lots of days doing this. Some of these sheets were so large, actually, that what we took to doing, instead of just peeling them off like that, is that if you just peeled it all off along one edge, if you had a big sheet, peeled it all right along one edge, and then rolled it so it stuck to itself really, really as tightly as you could, and then slowly rolled that off, what you'd end up with is, actually, these sheets were so big, you'd end up with a very, very large piece of plastic about that diameter, with the tiniest little hole through the middle, depending on how tight you get it to roll at first. And we used to go out in the summer days, we used to go out and we used to make balls out of this stuff as well, and so we'd go out and play baseball with these things that we made. You didn't ask to hear any of that. You don't ever ask for any of my nonsense, really, but you get to listen to it. If you tuned into this channel of your own volition, you only got yourself to blame. So we here have been going backwards and forwards, because we're not just moving house. I'm sure I have explained this before. But we've gone from a tiny, tiny apartment into a house that's like twice that size. So there's an awful lot of furniture that we just didn't have, that we were dying to get, and needed, like, a bigger bed for Aya, and wardrobe, little tiny wardrobe to keep Aya's stuff in and things like that. So there's an awful lot going on, and we're also having to go backwards and forwards redecorating the other place before handing it over, as well as trying to get work done in the middle of it, as well as my having, a wife that's 22 weeks pregnant. So, I'm trying not to let her help with many things, especially not heavy lifting or anything like that. I'm getting other people to help me with that, so then I have to wait for them, and when they can sort of help me out. And on top of that, we've got a new car to get, although the time that we were aiming to get the new car by has now really expired. It will have expired by tomorrow, which is not a big deal, just means that I've got to pay for insurance on a car, and then I've got to pay the little fee that they make to change the insurance policy when we get another car. So I was hoping to avoid by doing it all at renewal, but renewal date's tomorrow and we don't have any idea about a car, we just haven't got the time. So anyway, I'm hoping to return to Night's Arcade next week. I can't see any reason, at this stage, why in my head do this ridiculous little thing where it just sort of parts itself there. I should maybe just part it anyway, and then wouldn't have this. I don't know why. I don't do things with my hair, generally speaking. Occasionally I do, but most of the time it's just how it is when I get out of the shower, so it looks a bit like I've got a helmet on at times. But yeah, so I'm hoping to return to Night's Arcade next week. And at this stage, I can't really see any reason why I couldn't. But as I said, we've still got the old apartment to fix, and I haven't really even started doing that. It takes an hour to drive back to where that is. So we'll see where we're at next week. But until then, day, whatever. Bye.